Good evening and salutations, my Days of Lives fans. So, I'm happy that Maggie finally came to her senses after, after trying to expose Constantine about the kidnapping conspiracy. That he had another partner and everything like that. And I was wondering, what was Constantine going to sit there and say to get out of this? So, he comes up with this lie that the kidnapping was done to force his hand, but he's very bad man that he borrowed money from and he couldn't pay them back, and in reality that wound up actually blowing up in his face to an extent, because at this point I'm sitting there wondering, I was like, okay, so Maggie, not only has he lied to you again for the thousandth time, but now his presence is endangering your family. You're not going to just let this go and just let him stay and everything like that, right? You're not gonna do that again, right? Now, it wasn't so much the lie that made her get rid of him, but it was the endangerment part. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, how many lies? If he told a different lie, right? But she would have just let him stay. That's my question. Because the sad part is, I think that he would. I think that she would. But at that point, she was like, yeah, I'm not going to let you stay here and endanger my family. And at first, she was like, oh, well, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? Maggie should have been like, I don't know. That's not my problem. I don't care. Just pack your stuff and get out. You got here. You had enough money to sit there and get here, so you have enough money to sit there and take your ass back there, back to Greece. But she's a lot more generous than he deserves, not just because we know that he's a scumbag, but just in general. She's like, I'll pay off your debts because, my husband was involved and I'll pay for your hotel and your flight back. So he gets a little bit of money. He's not getting what he truly wants, but he's going to get a little bit of money. A little bit of money to him as opposed to what he feels he deserves. But to think about people like Constantine is that it's never enough, right? So I feel like he's going to sit there and find a way to stay there, find a way to sit there and get more money, and that's how he's going to get caught. Because at this point, he's leaving with more than what he came. And any sensible person would have a conscience, but any sensible person in that situation would just leave. We know that Constantine's going to sit there and be greedy and want more. So Dimitri puts more pressure on Sloane to get the charges dropped for Leo, and she winds up going down to see EJ. Nicole apologizes to Holly, so that was nice. As much as I don't like Holly, she didn't deserve to sit there and get snapped at, you know, um, just trying to help. But Sloan gets down there and she's like, hey, you need to sit there and drop the charges. My client didn't, he's not responsible for the death of your child, yada, 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 yada. EJ ain't trying to hear that, right? So he's like, I'm done. I'm done with this conversation. You can go. You know the door. Get out. He walks away. Sloan decides to follow this man. And at this point, Nicole is telling Holly that her baby's still alive. So when Sloan gets into the room, Nicole isn't there questioning her like, oh, what did you do? Why did you steal my baby? Yada, 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 yada. Now, to everyone else, except for, well, us and Sloan, she's looking crazy at this point. And EJ has to sit there and kind of stop her and calm her down. But, this, petrifies, this petrifies Nicole. I mean, this petrifies Sloan. Up until a point where she goes back to Dimitri and is like, yep, I got the charges dropped. Everything worked out. I'm like, okay, and what happens when Leo doesn't come back home? What are you going to do then? What are you going to do then? I felt like it was probably almost better. Even at this point, Sloan just covered her tracks by killing Dimitri. I don't I don't know where this is going. I'm kind of curious because I'm just like, it feels like it feels like they kind of wrote themselves into a corner. It's like, what is she gonna do to explain that away when Dimitri's like, well, it's 5 o'clock and Leo's not here, so what's going on? Um, the scene with Alex and Teresa is just, I really didn't care for it. All they do is like there's just one cringy part that just leads into the next cringy part that just leads into a pointless sex scene. Let's just be very clear about that. I think in Teresa's own way, she's sneaky trying to find what their relationship is. Then she starts talking about how before she starts confessing her lust for him, they put on this goofy ass music, and I'm just like, it just giving me the oh my god vibes. What's coming next? You have the goofy, cringy music, followed by her desperately to say how much she wants him, and I'm like, yeah, this is getting a lot worse. And then, of course, comes the pointless sex scene. Nothing really actually wound up moving forward, except for she's happy that Alex defended her honor. Um, Holly, the only good thing that Holly did in this episode and so far that she's ever done, the only good thing that Holly's ever done is that she comes to Eric's place after Eric was talking to Marlena about him feeling uncomfortable with the whole Nicole holding his child. Is Holly's like, listen, my mom is losing it. She's sitting there thinking that her baby, you have her baby, but hey, I have an idea. How about we do a DNA test? I know the kid isn't hers, but just just some legitimate proof. This way she can't sit there and refute it because at this point she is like, she's losing it. Just a little simple DNA test just to kind of confirm. It won't do any harm. Not gonna be honest. The only reason why this works for me is because it moves the story along, right? I I don't see like that's a kind of out the blue statement. Just do a DNA test. Like I get it, your mom is in a lot of pain and everything like that. Did you try to offer her maybe go to a therapist before you just start randomly thinking DNA test? Got it. Yeah, that's gonna work perfectly. No, we know that's a plot device to move the storyline forward. And I'm not gonna sit there and back on it too much because at this point, you know how I don't like stories to drag out and everything like that. And yes, I'm talking about General Hospital. I'm not even going to say GH. I'm going to sit there and say the full General Hospital. But I'm going to sit there and not knock it so much because, well, moving the storyline forward. Steve does talk to John over the phone. I mean, like, John's not answering, but, And, he basically much tells him, like, we got to sit there and look more into this Constantine thing. Because let's be honest, I don't think he's just going to pack this stuff up and just go right back to Greece. Okay? Like I said, people like that, they're greedy. And it's never just enough until they feel that they get everything that they deserve. Of course, that's going to lead to his downfall. It's going to be pretty entertaining to watch. So, I'm here for it. I can't think of anything else. So, before I go, a couple of things. If you can share this video, it would definitely help. I want to try to get some more people, to watch the Days of Our Lives reviews, because I love doing that. Yesterday, it was 56 people that watched. And first of all, I want to thank the 56 people that did watch. I very grateful for anyone that watches all my reviews. So I don't want to sit there and say that that goes unnoticed. I know there's a lot of Days of Our Lives fans. Um, so if you can share that, share the video, it would definitely help. Even if you don't share this one, which if you could, that would be appreciated. But any Days of Our Lives review, share it and it will definitely help. Now I can't think of anything else. Um, but if I miss anything, you know what to do. I don't know why I'm coughing so much. But if I missed anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born and Beautiful, Young Restless. And now I did not forget about the member shout out, because I'm still going to sit there and do that. That's still going to want to happen. I can't believe just how many members that we have so far. So I want to thank each and every single member for joining. I really do appreciate that. Um, yeah. So I'm going to be streaming tonight for an hour and a half because tomorrow I got to wake up super early. Come through though. So anything I miss, we'll sit there and talk about it. And yeah. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.